Great Nigerians and wonderful viewers, welcome to your darling station, The Living Television. We're back again today on your favorite program, Issues of the Moment. In today's Issues of the Moment, we'll be looking at Abia at 32 and other related matters. We'll be looking at Governor Alex Otti addresses Abians in Abia at 32, youths in the Southeast, warn Southeast governors over palliative. Honorable Deputy Speaker called on Abia government to reactivate moribund industries, especially in Abia. I cannot beg for my freedom. The Abia State Accountant General chased out of his office. These and many more we'll be looking at today. As usual, I have wonderful analysts in the house who are going to do justice to these topics as mentioned. And from my far left, I have St. Moses Ogbonna. St. Moses Ogbonna is a legal practitioner, a philosopher, and a human rights activist. He is also a public affairs analyst. St. Moses, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
After him, I have Honorable Emeka Iheduru. Emeka Iheduru is one of the pioneer parliamentarians in Abia North local government area. He's also a media person and one of the pioneer members of the movie makers in Abia State here. He's also a public affairs analyst. Honorable, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me, Prof.
All right. It is obvious, and every other person understands, that this state, Abia, was created on the 27th day of August 1991 during a military regime led by President Badab Mosi Ibrahim Babangida, and then from the name Imo State, and that's how we had Abia State. Today, Abia is 32 years and 2 days old as we speak. Now, too many things have happened. We have had a lot of governors until today. Let me start with you, St. Moses. How has Abia fared over these years?
I would like the question to be, how is Abia faring? Because if we want to look at how Abia has fared, I will think that there is nothing much to see. Abia has not fared well. Because the present, there is what we call three dimensions, three dimensions of time: the past, the present, and the future. And this is everything that cannot be accommodated within. It's a failure. So Abia, we've had, like you said, several governments, both to the military, the whole of the military era into right on about. We have men who only distribute the allocations. The government house is located till today. After the military, Ogbonna came in, Ogbonna was able to put Abia power. After Ogbonna, Ojozokalo. I cannot say really the numerous things Ojozokalo did, whether they lasted. In fact, at that time, Ojozokalo, I think he's the only governor we never witnessed arrears of salary.
Yes, I think so.
We never witnessed, we never knew what arrears of salaries. In fact, at the regime of Ojozokalo, we had what we call a department of auditors, government auditors, who will come to the local government at the end of a period to audit the account, see how they are fair, what they are using the money. In fact, at that time there was competition among the local government. We were seeing more budgets and more projects in the local government. It was at that time you see that every local government has grader. Those who don't have, every local road was being graded by the local government. In fact, at that time it was the politicians that were grading the roads through direct labor. Every politician will have job in order to grade the road, build the markets, build the health centers, clear the express divide until theology came in. The era of theology is an era I cannot physically point out. What one achievement that was made. Neither roads. In fact, I think it was at his era we started replacing areas of salaries until Okezi Ikpeazu came in. During the Okezi Ikpeazu, the only thing I will say Okezi Ikpeazu did, he gave us peace. There was no chastisement by kidnappers. At the time of Fortunes of
It was terrible.
it was terrible. Abara ran away.
Run.
Run. Now, Okezi Ikpeazu on roads, Okezi Ikpeazu tried very, very well. Built roads. In fact, it was during his period we witnessed what was called cement technology. Then he was able to bring shoe something, industry. He tried.
Okay.
But now that our brother again has come in, Dr. Alex Otti, I think it is too early to begin to say he has not done anything. But we are thinking that all the promises he made, 100 days is about to elapse. We are thinking that something, he has to initiate something that will make us begin to nod our head that the Messiah we are expecting has come. But rather, it appears to us we are stepping into a continuous suffering of Abia people he has promised to salvage. That's where I will stop now.
Okay, while we're talking, before I come to you, I will we'll just take 1 minute break while one of us joins. He is a little late. Let him join us. Just viewers, just 1 minute, we'll be back. Don't go away. It's a very interesting topic that we are discussing today. Living Television Tele-Trade Fair. This is the way the Living Television is giving back to the society, subsidizing the advertising rate. You can advertise on Living Television Tele-Trade Fair. With a subsidized rate, it is no more business as usual, but this time the thing is cut down. You can come to Living Television for all forms of your adverts, and it is very, very cheap. This is the way we are giving back to the society. Living Tele-Trade Fair. We are at number 1 Georges Street, opposite Ezema Police Station in Yimba City, here in Aba. Come to Living Tele-Trade Fair, or we can as well visit your marketplace or your trading place to ensure that the world will know where you are and what you do. Living Television Tele-Trade Fair. This is the way Our wonderful viewers, I'm happy you're still there watching your favorite program on television, the Living TV. Shortly before we went on that short break, I told you one of us just came in, and that is in the person of Comrade Nnamdi Elekwachi. Comrade Elekwachi is a historian, a televangelist, and a man who loves dealing with numbers and dates. He's also a political affairs analyst. Comrade, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me join you and our viewers. And then, happy 32nd anniversary to Abia.
All right, yeah. Shortly before you came in, we were somewhere. Honorable,
Yeah.
you heard what Moses said. In fact, it was more or less a chronological assessment of the governors or leadership of Abia State until the present administration. And then I asked how Abia fared. He said he would prefer how Abia is faring. So,
yeah.
What's your take on that?
Yeah, my take is that, in fact, given the 8 years of Ojo's or Carlos administration, and followed by TLG's administration, another 8 years, and that of OKZ Ibazi, that's totally 24 years of civilian, uninterrupted civilian administration in Abia State. I think they have not been able to surpass that of 23 months of Dr. Bonaya on. Yes, because Dr. Bonaya, it will surprise many of us to note that it was during the administration of Dr. Bonaya that we had the Abia Polytechnic. He brought the Abia Polytechnic. He also brought the Abia Teaching Hospital that started with Abia General Hospital. That was where it started. Dr. Bonyon, I think the BCA, yeah, yes, he brought it. You understand? Revived. Yes. No, Imo University State University was this person, Ikem Machuku. So it was also Dr. Bonyon that built the Michael Okoro Auditorium where we used today for government functions. It was also Dr. Bonyon that brought the Abia Technological Village, the Obako Village, Obako City. It was Obonyono also that brought it. Then it was Obonyono that revived the then moribund modern ceramic. Modern ceramic. So the list soon after. Yes, that died soon after. The list is endless. So these people for 24 years, they could not even maintain these ones. And Dr. Bonyon kept Abatexami running. You understand? So these people could not for 24 years, and they were receiving fatter allocation from compared to what Bonyon received them. So now, this man has come on board. Now, let me also, there's where I want to differ with, or disagree with Sense. He said Moses, when he alluded that this person could not do much, and OKZ Bazo did the roads and all that, and the cement technology. Yes, he did cement technology, but most of those roads have failed. I went to Ebonyi State the other day and saw that the same road that was done at in Ebonyi State, almost the same time this other person he was doing his own here. Those ones were not even asphalted, so they were not protected from the rains. But this one was protected after the cement technology. They were also asphalted, and yet they have all failed. You understand? So now, Abia, I would want to, sometimes somebody came to my office the other day and he was asking me, is Abia cost? I said, no, Abia is not cost.
Cost on state.
I said, cost on his, I said, Abia is cost on state. How can it be cost? And I said, okay, if it's not cost, does it mean that our leaders are cost? I said, no. But the only thing is that Abia has been so unfortunate since this our Fourth Republic to have a good leadership. Now, the thing now is we now have, like you also mentioned, this arrears of salaries. It will surprise you to note that from 1999 till now is 24 years. The councillors that served in Abia State between that 1999 and 2003 have not been paid their full salaries up till now, even as we speak, including their terminal debt benefits. All over the federation, it is only in Abia. And government after government, they don't care. So now, Ojo Okalo in his own days here was building what we call the Dubai roads and all that, and we are like grasshoppers, we are gravity. I think the worst enemy of this state is we, the people. We are praise singers.
Psychopaths.
We lick the boots and the ass, please forgive my French, of our governors. No governor in Abia State have gotten opposition from the led. So rather we'll be singing and they give us handouts, and everybody will start singing their praises and all that at the moment they are out of office. So the thing is that when you talk about roads, these are official functions, what they owe to us. It is our right to have good roads, have a pipe-borne water, and have good markets and even street lights. People do not know that street lights contribute even half of the security measures. You understand? You must have functional security lights, not the one powered with generator. Now we have the privilege of having solar energy, solar technology, that all these things can be brought into, can be brought to the fore, so that Abia will have it. But at the end of the day, you now begin to compare. The people have started singing praises of Alex Oti. Exactly. You understand? Exactly. They are now going with their microphones here and there. What are they looking for? Handouts, to the detriment of the state.
All right. Before we shift that base, comrade, yes, we are talking about Abia at 32.
Yes.
And so far, so good. Where is Abia today?
I think they've done justice to the whole topic. Yes. I think, to me, Abia is not where we expected it to be when in the year 1991, in fact, precisely 27th of August, Constitutional Decree number 21, Abia was created, carved out from what used to be Imo State, the eastern part of old Imo State. Abia State. We were happy. The hopes were high, like the pregnant women. But what leadership, successive leadership, have attained our better days from behind. And it ought not to be. If I take you back one now, you remember Sam Mbabo. During the old Imo State. If I take you back again, I remember my girl. When can we get it right? That's the question. So you see that I think the problem with Abia has always been, like he said, the leadership, the churches, and then those who are following. If a man from Abia North, when Ojo Okalo became the governor, it was Bende. So when T.O.G. became governor, it was Omaya. It was Omaya. Until we come to the point of understanding that the state is a permanent entity. You understand? And that the governors bend or anywhere and unite concertedly to give up what it deserves. We will not get it right. Now see, this place used to hold tourists. Tourists that in the 70s and 80s we used to know Okono's Club. We used to know Unicoco Hotel and a lot of, in fact, a lot of places. They may last 5 civilian governments. But if you look at it very well, you see that these states, and there is either we're not even talking about, actually evolved the character of discipline during a military administrator in the place of Colonel Chinere Ikemosu. That was when we even began to talk about to give the taxis color, to introduce Thursday cleanups, to also introduce the last Saturday today of the month cleanup. We had a lot of things, even we were able to stabilize the price of the transportation sector, and then school children get disciplined to go to school early enough. But we are today, you will see that we have lost value, we've lost direction. I don't want to be talking about debt profile, which soared in the last 8 years. Yes. I don't want to talk about areas which my co-analysts have actually done justice to. I don't want to talk about the fact that, in fact, it became so horrible. I saw for the first time in my life where an administration, and I mentioned the name, okay, built a road. Before you launch the road, it has collapsed. And that's a false road. We've seen a lot of things, and then it behoves, and we even address what you see. We call the spade, no matter who's asking.
Yes, that's all.
Where Abia is in a very bad place, and he must fold his sleeves and get to work. We are tired of rhetoric. We are tired of verbosity. We need action now.
All right. Now, since we are talking about Abia at 32, we are going to take one or two clips, video clips, and then look at them. First and foremost, we are going to look at, even as we speak right now, except for about a few minutes back, the office of the Accountant General is locked up because workers are not paid, and there has no impasse to her office. And we are going to take that video clip right now, and then we look at that. After that, we are going to look at part of ASEPA, the women, these widows who are cleaning the roads and so on. In fact, of sheer lamentation, they were here in the studio, crying, asking they want the help. And then that is what we do here. We allow them to bear, because we also believe that most of these things happening, the governor may not be aware of it. So can we have that video clip, please? Can we have the volume? Okay, let us also have the second one at once. The women, the widows who are sweeping the Abia metropolis.
Onye abasa obi tu anyoko osaku ya ga ku anyi 2 months. Oti. Okay. Ya ga ku 2 months. Ayi la chiba pa bidon. Onu arwa 2 months on bole. Basa pa 3 months. Oti bi ebo bi azi anyi le ya ye ji eja ni anyi. Yenye anyi ego anyo. Anje mepe account. Ya baka ya nde madu ani. Teni anyi onwo nde ne cha na sai. Wabiane etudi kwanya akaraka. So obi di anyo to alachi ba kono ai na echa amo. Anya ro ba paleteli ya mepesia account. Ndi nwe account ya so wo gi bebe no je mepe account free. Omo wo aga je mepe ba account. Eru logo ha ya le du anye go ndo se onye rusa ne asi aje gbese fon eji a Abia nyaka akoko. Maybe I pass gay now about people, one account number, here do what we got there. Since the rules of
let's continue with that. All right, let me also start with you on this. There are 2 incidents here. One is the Accountant General, the office as we speak. The civil servant had to chase the Abia Accountant General out of her office, because over non-payment of salary. And that one is happening now as we speak. That's why we say it. And this other woman, this just about 2-3 days ago, they were at the living TV here. They came here, they visited here, crying, weeping, and asked if we had continued to see one of them or 2 of them crying, weeping, that the government promised.
You're from PDP, you're from APC, and look at who you are from your antecedents. You see, prior to now, when Alex Oti had not come into government, all his attack was okay, say this, okay, say that. In fact, he spoke so much that the hopes of Abians was thrown to the roof. That everybody that is associated with OKZ became a taboo. I think that way is getting it wrong, the governor is getting it wrong, is by not looking at what governance is. Governance is not bank administration. In bank, you sit down in your house, in your office, and you watch people bring their money. So you can determine whom to give loan, whom not to give loan, not to whom to pay and whom not to pay. When they come for their money, you pay them. It's different from governance. In government, you look at different people with their different needs. The first mistake he made was by shutting down the revenue. Whether anybody likes it or not, the best revenue system was brought by OKZ, where they use the E-system.
Electronic
payment. The digital payment. All the people who are now deceiving the present governor, what they will do, are the people who hated OKZ because of the e-payment system. Because they were no longer getting shish. The system of using contractors and consultants were over. If you're a KK person, you pay. The person that pays has already paid, and the alert is received immediately. The commissions are shared. Government will take their own. They receive the alert. All the agents that are involved will receive the alert without anybody eating anything. The moment he can shut it down. Do you know till now, Abia state government have lost more than 5 billion because of using a system that we have long passed. They call it their own system of e-payment. That system cannot work. You have come into governance where job is to not to face forward, you face backwards. Everything OKZ did, whether it was right or wrong, became bad. And that is where we are now. That's why the people are lamenting. If you listen to that woman, she says, when Alex Oti came in, he promised them 15,000. Imagine 15,000. The same government that is paying past governors, their salaries, their allowances, not minding that they are senators and they working somewhere. Their arrears is a first time charge. Women, widows that are sweeping the street, risking their lives, are being paid 10,000. And when you came in and promised them 15, both the 10,000 and the 15,000, in case of foreign neighbor, Ganono and Abia. If the accountant general were to be a politician who were in Abia, not bringing somebody, a case of Okoya, coming to chase away Okula, when you do not know the road to toilet, you don't know where the brooms are kept. All the Oyas that came into Abia state government, we keep studying how to run Abia without achieving anything. That's why that place is locked. People are saying, you promised us salary. That was the major promise Dr. Alex Oti made. The moment I come in, boom, all salaries. You came in and promised salary. The next thing you start valuation.
Screening.
The next thing you begin screening. The next thing, yet you have not paid. I advise you, why don't you continue from where OKZ stopped and then begin to correct certain things you find out. You came in, you sacked the permanent secretaries. Has anybody had that done before? The need for permanent secretaries is to tutor you, because they call them
civil servants. Yes.
any government, they are loyal to any government in power. It is them that will tell you, Okoye, come on, don't pass this side of the strap.
Yes.
You came in and sent them away, brought people from Alabeke, those from Central Bank, those from where, who have never been in Abia before, who do not know how Abians survive. They don't even know where Area is. I told Governor Kete when he was in power that the area you are seeing is not where made in Aba is made. If you want to know where they produce the Aba product, enter Ngwaro. Enter there. That is where, in fact, they will print Tikanta there. If they print Tikanta and give you the...
You will mistake it for original.
You will even throw away the original and they take the Kanta. That is where made in Aba is. When I was in the university, I was selling tire. I remember when I took tire, I bought 2 naira here with a Christian Dior label, with the super glue. I took it to Enugu, to a boutique, the highest boutique in Enugu. The man bought it 50 naira each. I bought it 2 naira here. 50 naira each with the silk material. He was still counting the tires to know how many he will take. When his friend drove in, I said, hey, my friend, I'm going to the village. I need some tires. These tires are beautiful. How much? He said 500 naira.
10.
Before me, I was still seated. I have not been paid. I said, okay, 20 there. I count up 20 tires. 500. The amount he paid was more than what the whole tire he bought from me. I said to him, he went away. I said, I'm from. I said, I thought you would be making animal noise. I said, no, I've sold my tire. You sell it. Bring tire to me. Made in Aba. I am very surprised that today Chinese are not coming here to buy. We are still going to China to buy when we are endowed with the brain, with the facilities, with only that we have bad. Imagine that we come and build as a road. If you enter Obohi or whatever, where made in Aba is, you can't have one.
Okay, Comrade and Honorable, I want us to look at this little statement and also add it to the video we just watched. Alex Oti pledged to remain prudent in the management of Abia resources and do thereby assure that accountability and responsibility shall remain his central focus to this administration. Now, he's talking about if I should read, said, I pledge to remain prudent in managing Abia finances. That is I, as a government. And then compare it with what is happening. Just like Senmo mentioned, the suspension of permanent secretaries and so on, and HOS. And I also want us to look at also, I don't know if it is from the grapevine, that all the HOS in Abia State, in the local government, the seals of the local government are also sealed by the same government. We are talking about Abia at 32. And until now, the local government, no caretaker committee chairman, no chairman, no elected chairman, no transition chairman, even as we speak. Abia at 32. I'm talking to you.
Yes, I think that's what you call fiscal discipline. And there is what you call fiscal policy. These are two different things. If you say fiscal discipline, you may be a governor and say, what amount of money are we generating independently as revenue? And you are told, and you say, pay salaries of people, you've not stolen money. But when you are able to solve the problem of the people, it's a different thing. It's a policy. So governor may actually say he will be prudent. It's fiscal discipline. You understand? With our lay resources, the little we have, both the one we are getting from the federal government and the one we are even able to generate internally, But there is one thing I will expect him to do. Governor Theodore Anami, when he was the governor, could not have up to 1.5 billion maybe. I think OKZ came and we are having about 2 billion, sometimes less. But I think if we are able to expand the tax base, I'm not saying introduce new taxes or increase the payable taxes, because in America in the 80s, President Bush told them, read my lips, no new taxes. But when he became president, he increased payable taxes. I'm not saying increase payable taxes, I'm not saying introduce, I'm saying expand the tax base. Council did justice. You see, where the economy of Abia is not where the government has been looking at. And that was the problem I also had with OKZ Pazo. Because the way he talked about made in Abia, even some persons were taken to China and all that. But yet we have not been able to find the market and integrate Abia. Then Governor Alesoti has come. And then it is even, I'm so angry that to an extent we are still talking about salaries being old people. You understand? It would have been better, he said during the campaign. I may not be able to pay salary as early as I would to allow me to do things, but to promise you pay. Because I was there the day these widows came here and lamented. And you see, government cannot be said to be pro people when government is not pro poor. You understand what I'm saying now? Because majority of Abians, we are talking about a state with 51% poverty, 31% unemployment. That's like a state. So how will we migrate the informal sector? Those in Umba Road. I'm not talking about, because Ariada, you are even talking about, Ariada is a market where they sell what has been made in Ghana. The places we are talking about, Umba Road, I'm saying, and then unfortunately, those places, they have no light, but they are producing stuff every day, 24 hours. So it is the ability of the government to move in and locate them and then migrate them to the formal sector. Know what taxes they can pay. Then we can begin to talk about what? Shoring up revenue. And as it is, to me, it's unfortunate that the office of the accountant general was actually picketed. Yes, it is what it is. Workers have right to say, pay us our money. Yes. When you've not paid them. Because even the Bible establishes he who works must be paid. You understand? It is written. So you don't even dispute it. Now the question becomes, how are they going to go about it? I understand that they ordered the whole thing and we are trying to start afresh. In most cases, you ask yourself, is the process transparent? It is because in Nigeria, generally, government is not a continuum. If another president or another governor comes, even another minister or even another commissioner, they want to change everything. To have, if possible, change the key to even have their own print to themselves. And that is why we are where we are. But I think he spent about 3 months or so. He ought to look at. You see, you don't look behind chiefly alone to punish people. Punishing people is not out of it. Fine, if people had embezzled money or diverted properties, it's not wrong. But you look behind to learn the lessons of history. For example, you ask yourself, who got it right? You begin to think about people like Michael and that's what. All right. So I think even the so-called gratuity, because they did say here that also he owed. He stopped payment of gratuity by 2002. Yeah. And by last year, gratuity. In fact, retirees will hit the streets no money. So who stopped that? But I am aware that he said before his immediate successor at an event in Omaya that he was the person who introduced Obi salary. So it is incumbent on us to become the watchdog of the people we put.
And stop being praise singers.
And stop being sycophants and bootlickers.
Okay, Odense, yeah, we are still looking at this. And then you've been in the local government system. And then talking about the seizure of seals of the local government, and that automatically. We've talked about, with Comrade and few others, I think we've talked about this, the autonomy of the local government, which has never happened in Abia State for quite some time now. And that is why the local government are not doing anything. The local government is supposed to be the closest to the masses, but unfortunately it is not functioning. And now it is alleged that the incumbent governor, the current governor, with this nascent administration, assist the seals and so on, and of the local government, then what do we expect from the local government at this juncture?
It is honestly, it's very unfortunate. I think, with due respect to our governor, Dr. Elexoti, I think he's still seeing. It's like he's seeing Abia as a rebranded diamond bank.
Yes. Personal.
Yes. No, he's seen Abia State as a rebranded diamond
bank. But he has floated. It is alleged he has floated the bank.
Well, single. I'm just talking about Abia in general. You understand? Abia is an institution, for goodness sake. It's a state, it's an entity. So for you to not start looking at it, manage it as if you are managing a bank. Like the commissioners he has appointed, it's out there in the public domain. It's no longer an allegation that he now runs the state as if he is a sole administrator.
Even the transport commissioner told me that it is what they asked him to do. That he does. He has no brain of his own.
No. But the thing is that he doesn't. He just gives some directives, orders for them to go and implement. You understand? None of them, contributes to anything. You understand? And it's so unfortunate. So he's taking Abia backward, 20 or even 50 years backward. Now look at usurping. We've been talking about previous government usurping the functions of the local government. This one now is at the height of it. You understand? Taking away their seals. But unfortunately, there is no democratically elected representatives and administrators of the local government in place. So no one can go to court. The local government civil servants, from the HOS to the treasurers, they are all civil servants. They can't go to court. They can't seek redress. You understand? Otherwise they will be fired. So what right has the governor to collect or withdraw the seal of the local government account from the local government? You understand? But this one, they are taking it away from the civil servant and they cannot talk. You understand? So now, I wish, when we were discussing here, my fellow analysts, when they were talking, I was like, this man, did he, after May 29th, he threw away the address he read to Abians? I remember, I was there that day. I remembered him saying that going forward, that Abia state workers will be receiving their salaries 28th day, the 28th of every month.
Even address the backlog of salaries.
Yes, and he said that even the backlog of salaries will be paid on or before September.
Yes.
We'll be clear. Now September is around the corner. We are even still talking about this. And remember, excuse me, remember, he has not told Abians that there is no money to pay. So it is out of sheer wickedness to those who came and stood in the sun and under the rain and voted him and jubilated when his election was, when he was declared the winner. So I think my advice to Labour Party, I'm not of the Labour Party, thank God. But I want to advise Labour Party that please, they should get their ass together. Call this man to, except he was a passerby and decided to use Labour Party as a bus stop. You understand? Yeah. So now, otherwise, they should call him to order. Otherwise, because the matter is still in the tribunal. Yes. Assuming the election is nullified today and say go back for the run and all that, I tell you, he won't get up to 50 votes.
Yes.
And excuse me. Now, look at, let me also tell us, this man, these people that have, that welcomed him, that we are ready to, burn down the state if he was not declared the winner of that very election, are these same people that are now crying. He has done nothing, absolutely nothing in ameliorating their sufferings. Rather, he is increasing. Imagine the widows. These widows, and some of them are even with large families, and they are taking care of their children in school. You promise them 15,000 naira, just like I said, even the 10,000 naira has not been paid. The 15,000 naira is nowhere to be seen, and all of them are crying. The refuge management system is almost zero, and you are telling us, what is he going to tell Abians?
All right, because of our time, before we go on a very short break, Samu, I want you to look at this local government issue. Is it legal? Is it proper? Has the governor the right to sit on the local government, affairs, just like the seal and the money that is agreeable to the local government?
You see, the problem is that we, like you said, we are psychopaths. If you call the Eze, they call the Eze to, it's like when the unions say that they are going to negotiate. Remember the first union to congratulate the governor here was the MLC, Abia State, that he has paid out the salaries, labor. Yeah. Because they probably may have been, they have received their own brown envelope. You see, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria created a third tier of government and made them autonomous, gave them their allocations direct. But because of this that is happening now, they created what they call joint allocation account, so that they will cease the allocation of the local government. You know what they do? They ask you to sign. I remember when Buhari said, chairman, sign and go to prison. When the allocation comes, the chairman will be given 5 million. They will sign, they have received 200 and something of the allocation. They will ask them to write down what project they want. It is not right for a governor, if it is true, to seize the seal of local government. That means the whole structure of the local government is now under your pocket, because it is the seal that is the power, the force of law for the local government to implement whatever they are doing. Have you heard of F&G? There's no longer F&G. You see, that means it is the governor that determines what to give to the local government and tell them what to do. Right now, at every local government, there's a disarray, there's a problem. The heads of services have been suspended. Nobody knows where they are or what they will do. You come to office in the morning, they tell you the people from home here have not arrived. And when they arrive, they begin to ask you, head of HOD, do you know this person? If he says yes, whether you come to work or you don't come to work, you become a staff.
You are verified.
You have been verified. Nobody wants to care to look at when have you joined this local government. Have you been in the local government? Most of the people, whether they agree or not, that were recruited or employed in this local government or any of the government offices have worked up to 1 year without being paid. They've been old. Now that you come as a savior, you want to tell them that because you were not there on seat to employ them,
they should not be paid.
No, the employment is illegal.
Yes, one of the viewers, because our time, we're going to go on a very short break. When we come back, we look at other sundry issues. Remember, we are looking at Abia at 32. And as soon as we come back, the phone lines will be open so that you make your contributions. Tell us where you're calling us from. Also remember that while we are discussing on Living Television, Living Radio 90.9 is also on this issue. So if you are not opportune to watch us on the television, you can also make your contributions through the radio. It is the same phone line when we open up so that you can call and make your contributions. We are going to go on a very short break. When we come back, issues of the moment will continue. Abia at 32. Don't go away. We'll be back shortly. Wonderful viewers, I'm glad you're still there. Thank you for being part of this second segment of Abia 32, still issues of the moment today. Joining us now is a friend, one of our wonderful analysts, Honorable Tony Abanyim. Honorable Tony Abanyim, you know too well, is a media person and also one of the foremost parliamentarians in the Abia North local government area, and also who has also been part of Abia politics right from inception. And so he knows much about this, even as we talk about Abia 32, he knows what we're talking about. So, Honorable Tony, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, my brother, for having me, and good day, our viewers out there.
All right, it is not about Willy. It's not a magic that St. Moses Obona is out of the place for now. I still have Comrade Nnamdi Lekwachi and Honorable Emeka Ihedru in the house. All right, moving forward. We've talked about Abia 32. Now, the Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Kalu, on his own, said that he has called on Alex Otti to ensure that all the moribund industries in Abia State are revisited or reactivated, especially those ones in Aba, and that will do Abia a lot of good. Let me start with you, Honorable, on that.
Yeah, you know, if you remember about 2 weeks ago or 2 or 3 weeks ago, right here in this studio and on the same program, Issues of the Moment, I did say something like that, and I charged the Dr. Lesoti led administration to revisit it. It is not difficult to invite Chinese. So if we can no longer, or if it will cost us so much to revive the moribund apartheid style meal, bring these people in, enter into agreements with them. You understand? We already have the facility as the structure and this thing. Let them bring in their machines and then begin to run the place. You understand? And we enter into a very friendly agreement with them. Either Chinese or any other country, I'm sure they will be willing to come. You understand? Then if there's one part of the agreement or contract, we meet up with it. Then even the modern ceramic industry, they have just given reference to the one that relates to Aba. You understand? And even find out what their
international glass industry.
The international glass industry. Especially the international glass industry and the Aba textile mill has the capacity of employing direct employment in thousands, and then the other employment that is not so direct, to the company, a whole lot of people will be employed, and that will reduce criminality and crime in the society. And even this thing, and then also increase the IGR of the state. If it can do it, that's going to be a win-win situation for the state government.
All right, we are going to be just brief because we still have about 3-4 more things to go. Comrade, I know we also talked about this moribund industries last time,
yes.
And then now that the deputy speaker,
House of Reps,
Federal House of Representatives is now talking about it and has advised Mr. Governor. What do you think? Remember, what brought about it is that the governor said he's bringing in a fresh Hungarians, yes. For a new to invest, in Abia. Yeah. That was when we now talked about this.
I'm sure the deputy speaker must have watched Living Television and saw that watched the program. That was why.
I think the whole truth is that the moribund industries, to me, they represent much of the landscape. My heart bleeds each time I pass through some of those industries. Some of them are even multinational corporations that, due to one unfavorable policy of government or the other, they had actually wound down or stopped operation, or now having skeletal operation or skeletal staff and then minimal operation. What it simply means is that we now suffer capital flight. What they are supposed to be doing, they are not doing, and then the money you're supposed to get. Let me tell you something. When we say indirect labor, let me make it clear now. Before I secure a job, I'm sorry we don't mention them, but then it's important that I put this now. With Nigerian Brewery, I started as that is what they call when you come before the gate. That's indirect labor. You are not with any contractor, but you start helping them to carry things and then do stuff. Then before you are brought in, now you are attached to a contractor, now giving an ID card. That indirect labor can actually keep you busy, then give you something to take care of yourself for the day. But today, our youth are taking to courtism. We no longer have university or campus courtism. We don't have street courtism. People we are witnessing execution style killing. You understand? Last week we saw it happen in places in Abia. People are dying. So I think, yes, it is apt that we visited some of these universities, especially those that are owned by the state or those where the state maybe has a stake. We visit them and see what can be done about them. Create employment, then take urchins, if you like, or hoodlums out of the street. Let every hand be busy.
All right, Honorable Tony, you know, Alexoti government, though very nascent, but is not looking towards these moribund industries, has never mentioned any of them, but is talking about Hungarians coming in for fresher investments and so on. So what's your take on that?
Well, I don't want to elect Somiti, the incumbent governor of Abia State, to make me draw a conclusion on him like I've done on Tinubu, the president. Because the conclusion I have about the president of Nigeria today is that he's just here to fulfill an ambition. He has no manifesto, has no program, has no idea. Everything he does is copy and paste. Somebody woke him up in the morning and reminded him, oh, in that campaign, P2B talked about removal of subsidy. Hey, remove the subsidy now, let's see how it will work. Yep, you mount the microphone and say, subsidy is gone. No plans, nothing, no consultation. Even during the days of the military, of Babangida and Abacha of this world, no matter how tough and tyrant they were, we are consulting people. But this one is just a sole administrator. All around him are all hungry. Because nobody wants to tell him, okay, you are not getting this thing right, let's do it the other way. Everybody there is just ambitious. Let me pitch here and see if I can rake in money to contest the election in 2027. You can imagine the information minister yesterday just trying to be worse than Lai Mohammed. The Edo State governor raised an important fundamental issue. Reality, throw the messenger away and take the message. Are there not hunger in hand? Are we not worse off with your unplanned subsidy removal? I started attacking him and saying that he couldn't look at his face, he has failed. That's why he's trying to blame. How does it connect? So I don't want our brother here, who we know an Abama, a product of Ngwa High School, who has his family here. His mother lived here before, he demised. His younger brothers are still living here. I wouldn't want him to make me conclude, draw a conclusion about him that he is here to fulfill an ambition. Because everybody around him is also clapping hands. He's so, I've watched people hand clapping, psychophancy. No one wants to tell him, okay, let's sit down and discuss this.
Hello?
Alpha.
This is Living TV. This is Living TV. This is Living
Hello.
TV. Are you making a contribution or do you want to ask a question?
Okay, so what I was saying, those around the governor, nobody wants to tell him the truth of the matter. Moreover, we have what I can call an imported executive council in Abia. Either they're from the world or from Lagos or Abuja, those that work.
Please, this is Living TV. Are you making a contribution or asking a question? This is Living TV.
So, that brings us to what you asked about reviving the moribund industries and all that. Government has no business being in government.
Being in government.
Being in business.
Yeah, government has no business being in business. You know, what should be the function of government is to provide an enabling environment. And what do they do? What do they do to bring about that? Today, in 2 weeks, in less than, today is 29th, in 3 days time will be in September.
Yes.
The Abia power owned by our brother we respect so much, and gradually, I have to tell you that gradually, and he's trying to filter away that respect I have for him, Professor Patinach. In 3 days will be in September. And he told us electricity will be overwhelming in Abia. I will wait until 3 days time. Then I will start my attack. I will personally lead a protest against Patinach to bring back dormitory to EDC. Because they failed us. The man didn't tell us he was coming to buy energy. He told us that he was coming to generate. He came in and started doing the same old thing Emeka and his co-hosts were doing. And even worse off than Emeka.
It's worse off.
That's what you have to do. Provide energy for an Abba man. And the industries will get revived. Infrastructure. Look at Sapanda. Coca-Cola for people is produced in Abba. And for close to 20 years. Closed down because of poor infrastructure. Our governor should stoop low and leave this tyranny of a thing. Allow that company that is fixing that road, Heartland, because if he tries removing them, because I know they've not flouted any inch of the contractual.
They are not breached the contractual agreement.
You know, he should allow them. That is a counterpart funding project, the World Bank and the state. If he tries to remove them, I know that road will end up in the court. Fix that road. And all the technical companies within that area will all get up. Then, another thing they should do is security. These three things we need here. Energy, infrastructure by way of road, and security. My brother, you don't even need to start those bogus names. Tell us Operation Crash, Operation this. What operation did Okezie mention here and kept us in peace here for 8 years? What you need to do is to stoop low, cool down, bring in everything all about Okezie is not bad. Now come, my brother. We were brothers before we became politicians. How did you achieve this? Between you and me, have got the media over a bottle of champagne. Now have a year and a tell me you succeeded, and I want to succeed. Have a party. How did you get there? Hello, TG Mayor in 8 years. Tell me. Then after you come out again to the media and start telling us it didn't succeed, you've got what you want.
All right.
Okay, they kept this place safe for 8 years. I'm from I lost a younger brother. I'm planning to leave about tomorrow. I'm still counting my head. What am I going to do? Get into the village. Where am I going to park my car? Am I going to park it at the backyard and start using keke and nakada in the village? But here it's safe. You stay here, do whatever you want to do here. Let him consult us. We'll tell him how he can bring about security here. He doesn't need Israelites. We can do it here and give him ideas. Then with what the former governor, did while he was in office, we will achieve it. And industries will spring up.
All right.
People will come and invest.
All right, thank you. Before we go, youth in the southeast won southeast governors over palliative. A youth organization in the southeast, and also in conjunction with the Old Abba Youth Forum, has warned that the palliative is not for governors and their families. The youth said this, that because about a week ago, the Lex Oti government announced the receipt of 2 billion naira out of the 5 billion and the 3,000 bags of 50 kg rice. And until now, and also the government, the man who is in charge, also told Abians that they have started the sharing in Abia Central. About 4 local governments have gotten it in Abia Central. Until today, nothing has been heard about it. So these youths are not happy with this. They said that this thing is going to be business as usual, where it is shared among the governors and their relatives. I'm starting with you, comrade.
Okay, I think the problem we've had here, like I did say the other day, is that we have the federal government control the census. There is no record available to the state government attending the demography, the population of this. They depend on the federal government from the National Population Commission and other offices, including the WHO. If they want to plan about health, I'm talking about these states, they even try to interface with the WHO. people who are outside of this state. So I think it's a problem, but I think the federal executive, the National Economic Council, led by the Vice President, has really empowered states. Say, go ahead and build your own information, generate your own data, and know how to do what, distribute these palliatives. What I'm expecting, and I don't want to be talking about unless OT, because we are only talking about Abia State. We've had about 10 people there, you understand? And then I do not know who even did better. Now, we have actually witnessed subsidy palliative before now. I did mention here shopping, subsidy reinvestment program. That one was also done by previous administration. I can tell you here that they ended up giving it to their girlfriends. Some of these politicians, they gave the palliative to their girlfriends. It was in this country that we saw that some governors hid the palliative, although Abia was not involved anyway. They hid the palliative in certain warehouses. It took intervention. It took the righteous anger of hungry masses to break in and then begin to do what? Help themselves.
So anger can be righteous.
Yes, it's righteous anger. So it's unfortunate, you understand? Now again, I think we actually see Fadama. I did tell us a story here that I said when we began flagged up that very program for farmers, he urged the state governors to use the local governors, local councils to reach the poor of the poor. I know a man somewhere who received this project. They were supposed to be giving him for 500,000 naira. He would give 500,000 and say, pay me back for 400,000 naira, just go and rest. And they did it. The patrimony, the wealth of this nation. The same thing happened under Buhari. They said they were doing CCT, conditional cash transfer, to get to the poor. They just brought a few persons who paid, maybe those who are close to them. They said they were doing farmer money. Did any farmer from your village get that money? So they transferred this money to few persons. At the end of the day,
yes, bring it back to Abia because of our time.
Yes. Now we are here today. What I would expect Governor Ogo and Ireland to do is to build what we call baseline. Build a baseline. You understand? Build a baseline. Now that we're even talking about the wars, who are in the wars? I don't know what 3,000 bags of rice, and that's even an insult to even start with. And it tells you the planlessness of the federal government, and to an extent, even the state government sometimes. I think the best thing to do is to build the baseline study. Now, use it to know the realities of your own demography. You don't have to depend on the federal government. So that when you are doing palliative, you are not doing it based on political party. You are not doing it based on Umba or Bende. You are doing it across the board. Or anything like, or even on Hafia. You understand?
Okay.
Now you are doing it to favor Abians.
Okay.
And that's very important.
All right. Honorable, you've heard what the youths are saying.
Yeah.
Before they come up with this, I'm sure they saw a little handwriting on the wall.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. If it was a time, or there were times when we had local government elected councillors and chairmen, we would have known that the distribution of these palliative would have been very easy and seamless. You know, if the state government wants to give like 2 bags of rice or 3 bags of rice to each councillor to go and give to the people at the ward level, it will be it can now water down, you understand, to the ward level. But now, because the people live in the wards,
or his party down.
Yeah. Are you going to party with 1 bag of rice or 2 bags of rice? And just like Comrade has stated, it's an insult to Nigerians. This is telling Nigerians how poor.
Is it 300,000 bags?
3,000 bags. 184 watts.
3,000 bags. It is similar. It is similar. It is just similar, or confirmation of what a governor once told his state people that he was going to give 500 naira to any woman that gave birth. And he was asked the 500 naira. I said, yes. Do they have it? Are you asking me 500? Are you asking me what they are going to do? It's just they have imagined it.
The one that allowed the boat to breach.
Yes, yes. Now the thing like that, you don't suffocate them with 3,000 bags of rice. Now you see, you look at the situation like this. This man, 3,000 bags. I am telling you, what my head is telling me, I stand to be corrected, is that These are leftover bags of rice from his campaign rice. Yes, because this thing was supposed to be 5 billion naira, and we are hearing now that he has given state 4 billion naira. No, excuse me. Yeah. He has given states 4.3 some states 2 billion to our state governor. I want to quote him. Said that he has received 2 billion naira, yes. Still expecting 2.5 billion, which means he has sold this 300,000 bags to each state for 500 million naira. Leftover bags of rice that he wanted to use for his campaign. That's the Tinubu. Talking about Tinubu, we saw he bagged rice. So they have now rebagged those rice and sold it to Nigerians. That's exactly what it is.
Okay, please, because of our time, because there is one more key thing we must look at before we leave here today. Honorable, on these just 2 minutes, please, before we take this last one because of our time. On this, the statement of this youth organization.
Yes, before I go into that, let me tell Benjamin Kano, he's the number 6 man in Nigeria. Let him tell Tinubu, if he's talking about reviving moribund industries, no investor invest where there is insecurity. Let him tell Buhari to release Nnamdi Kanu. Tinubu. Let him tell Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu to him and the National Assembly members to organize a deal. That will quell the entire thing. If he's talking about resuscitating the moribund industries, nobody will invest here, nobody. Let me tell you, I was told that somebody, one of the House members, I don't want to call his name, but if I'm pushed to the wall, I will call. Let them wait, I'll wait for them at the High Court. The palliative has already been shared. The rights has already been the insult has already been shared. The insult. Because I started shouting it on radio that let us demonstrate and say we don't need this rice. That is an insult, for goodness sake. 33, you said 3,000 bags of rice. 3,000 bags for 184 words. It's an insult.
It's an insult.
But be that as it may, it has been shared, and one of the honorable members carried the one for his constituency and packed in a warehouse and locked it. And people are hungry. I said it, and they said I'm attacking the electorate. That he just, my brother, certain things needs immediate action. There are things that you don't need to say, give him time.
Yes.
Good thinking doesn't require time.
Exactly.
We don't need this rice for goodness sake. But they started sharing it. I know that Akora Sage, which I call this rice, this palliative insult, we end up throwing some people out of their seats by the time the election comes, 2027, if rice comes.
Please, this one we are just going to take about 30 seconds to look at this and then we close for the day. I cannot beg for my freedom. Nnamdi Kanu said there is, according to him, he said he cannot beg for his freedom. And then asking him why, he said, Nnamdi Kanu said that Pamba Zulike Amechi, we all know the first aviation minister. Even when he was sick, while on the sick bed, moved down to Abuja, begged Muhammadu Buhari and said, please release this guy to me. Even if it is the last thing you are going to grant to me as a dying old man, I'll be happy with it. And then at the end of the day, it never happened. And until now, even after that, the court, a court of competent jurisdiction, also granted him
appeal court for that
matter, granted him freedom, and yet he's still there. And then yesterday, through his lawyer, he said he cannot beg for freedom because of what has happened. That if they could not respect such a man, an elderly statesman who also contributed in the fighting of the independence of this great nation, Nigeria, and then who else will talk to them? Why would he beg? Let me also start with you. Yes. Just briefly.
Let me tell you that Nigeria is a place, it's a country. That's why nothing works here. That's why we will not get to where we are going unless we change the way we do things here. This is a country where Nigeria is a country where the meaning of a word, an English word in America, Britain, and those Anglophone countries, the meaning of an English word there is not the same as in Nigeria. In America, for future, what it means in America is not what it means in Nigeria. For one to have been discharged What it means over there is not what it means there. If you are saying somebody is discharged, you will also add acquitted. Yes. If you don't add acquitted, that is a clause. That is Nigeria for you. Let me tell you, freedom is not free anyway. Nnamdi Kanu is paying that price for freedom. He's not suffering it alone, just that he's incarcerated. The entire country is down for it. Those that come, because Abba is the only place where you come to buy your wares and get them cheap. Very cheap. Because we import from all kinds of the world. Those that come from Lagos, Kano, and other of the northern areas, the West African sub-region, they don't come here any longer. They are all afraid. Investors are no longer coming. If you are an investor with your dollar from Europe, and he comes into a town where you are called to come and invest, that there are raw materials here you can use to produce this and that, the labor is cheap, you come in with your dollar. And on coming there's no road to the site, there is no electricity in that place. Then, leading to that road, you see a bag of sand and policemen and soldiers with machine gun mounted on it. What does it mean? War! You go back with your money. That is why we are here. Look at Ifa Brothers left. Sabanda left. Just in Abba here. Nigerian breweries could have left, if not that the water in Abba is better than that of Enugu. They left, in fact they left. Our water is not brought them back.
They left and they came back.
A lot of them. So what are we saying here? Until the federal government of Nigeria, until the system, generally, not just Nnamdi Kanu, look at the Mefele. Even though God is trying to punish him, deal with him. But we are talking about the rule of law here. And so many others. DSS is now even stronger than the president. A monster growing to eat up everybody. Even the policeman on the road will tell you, if I kill you, nothing will happen.
That's true.
Everybody is lawless. From the village down to Asoro, everybody is lawless. Things will not work. Until we start respecting the law, nothing will function here. My brother, by 1983, a cup of rice here at when I bought it myself, 20 cup. I didn't say 20 naira. How much is a cup of rice today? I want to tell that at the time in Abba, a loaf of bread was 30 naira. Today, how much is a loaf? It is just overlooking 2,000. I want to tell you that by 1994, Frank Koreans and all the rest of them went on strike against Abacha, the almighty Abacha. A liter of fuel was 5 naira. Abacha raised it to 5 naira. From 3 naira, they said no. And shut down the entire country. Today, how much is a liter of fuel? Where is our refineries? Where is our roads? Today, if you are coming in, you bring your boy, if you're coming as the governor or as the president, you come in with your boy, who is a general ranking officer, and retire every other person who is not yet due for retirement. It's not a tradition. And when the next man comes to borrow, he will do the same thing. When the next man comes to borrow, they'll give him court order, he will disobey it. And nobody will talk. Right. Because everybody is heading to Abuja, the organizer and the contractor, organizer and the contract. Nobody wants to get the president angry. Nobody wants to get the governor angry.
All right, because of popular demand and public demand, we're extending a little more time. Comrade, yes. We are talking about this, and then looking at the man, Mbazulike, as a person, an elder statesman in this country.
A traditional ruler.
Traditional ruler, And then who took that pain upon himself with some elders, yes, and went to the president of this country, who by all standards is his younger person. And then was not honored. And then Nnamdi Kanu coming up with this statement. Remember, even as we are still talking about Abia at 32, because Nnamdi Kanu, incidentally, is an Abia man. So, and then with what he had said.
I think I would also like to ride on the crest, or do I say, starting from where Honorable stopped. I think Obasanjo did something. He did something. Obasanjo actually retired top-ranking military officials when he died. He also retired, many of them. But the perception there was that he was sensing coup, or he understood.
He tested power, political power.
Yes, tested political power, and he was sensing coup. The same thing that happened in Niger. I'm sorry, I'm diverting. Part of the reasons why the presidential guard removed the president was that the president got the number or the size from 2,000 to 700 and was retiring top military officials. You understand? They now reminded him that you are doing this thing and you are also keeping alliance with France. Then you have to go. You understand what I'm saying now? Now, part of the thing or the legacies of Obasanjo was now reactivated or reinforced by Muhammad Buhari. Yar'Adua did not try it. Goodluck did not try it. But when when Buhari came, he introduced that, or he reignited it because of his ethnic or parochial sentiments. The implication was that he created a legacy on top of that. And what do I call the legacy? I call it rule by court disobedience. The court will rule. Now, Buhari said when Mbazike came to him that he will obey the rule of law and that when the courts rule, that is the matter of the courts.
Yes.
That was what Buhari said. That Nnamdi Kanu's matter is pending before a court of law. He has no hand. He assured him that if the courts say, let him go.
Sorry, please. The phone lines are open. 091-682-84994. You can call us, make your contributions, and then also ask questions where you can. Please go ahead.
Then, the court, the same court he said he was talking about, now ruled that, now, and let me tell you this, you don't quote your law beyond international law. As long as you are a party to the treaty or to the protocol, it could be even an optional protocol, reinforcing what has been said earlier. You don't quote your domestic laws over it. Nigeria disobeys ECOWAS law, ECOWAS court, but Nigeria wants to go to war with ECOWAS to Niger. That's nonsense. I call it nonsense. It makes no sense. Now listen, Nigeria now is sustaining this legacy. Now listen, Buhari said he will release this man. The court now said discharge him and acquit him. Because in the eyes of the law, both international law, Nnamdi Kanu is still in Kenya. He was not traveling on Nigerian passport. He was with this. So they seized the initiative and intelligence and then arrested him. But they have not been able to be arresting terrorists like Boko Haram members and just of them like that. I am speaking. Let it be that I'm saying this because I'm an Igbo man. I don't care. You understand? Injustice everywhere. Injustice in one place is injustice everywhere. Now, Tinubu was running for campaign. He said, he promised, I want to quote him. Agitation anywhere cannot help you. You have to come to the temple and sit and talk and be heard. Tinubu was telling agitators that he was willing to negotiate with them. What has he done since he became the president? So we are seeing this happen. And then the Southeast is bleeding because some miscreants, some criminal elements had actually hijacked the system to enforce their own version of shit at home, bleeding the economy of this very region. And the people in Abuja are happy. They are happy, they are exalted. The Igbo economy is doing them. That is the interpretation. And we are not even seeing as part of the men. See the appointment men, 5 ministers. Some regions had 10, some had 9. But it's fine. So until they see the law said he who must come to equity must come with clean hands. Because equity sees has done that which is supposed to be done. Equity doesn't say go and do that. Equity say you have done right. You must do right. So in my understanding, the Nigerian federal government has been so pretentious about both its foreign policy dynamics and then the issue of Nnamdi Kanu. You disobey ECOWAS court. The same ECOWAS court has actually talked about Nnamdi Kanu. Now Nigerian government is leading ECOWAS to war in Niger. But you don't obey ECOWAS courts. ECOWAS court of justice. Your own court even say release him. And the Attorney General, history will be kind to him. And when I say being kind to him, I mean being objective. Attorney General now choose to interpret discharge.
The former or the
the former Attorney General
okay.
Now the same person who procured vehicles and he has not been tried, running for office, and he didn't resign. He now told us it is discharge, not acquitted. Then he did not discharge him. He did not acquit him at the end of the day. And that was what I was talking about there. Barrister Emperor. I said no. You don't talk about technicalities in this thing. What happened to the judges who presided over the matter? They were transferred out.
They were
transferred out. So to me, I think we have actually witnessed rule by court disobedience, where the judiciary is afraid now. The president, we saw that the DSS, like you mentioned, we stormed their house and it is there. You understand? They have actually, the DSS will come inside the court, a whole court, to enforce an arrest. It's horrible behavior.
All right, Ojenze. Now talking about this, if we should follow the antecedents of Pa Mbazulike, we know he's a renowned statesman in this country, and with what has happened, and with Nnamdi Kalu's assertion that he does not need to beg for freedom.
Yeah, the thing is that
I will also want you to compare this with one day Ohaneze Ndigbo is also doing.
Yeah, the Ohaneze Ndigbo contractor. No apologies. The thing is, it's unfortunate. I said it here on this platform that it's unfortunate that in the Nigerian project, that the Igbo man is an endangered species. So what the federal government is doing is the reenactment of the 20 pounds policy that was introduced by by Gowan administration under via Awolowo. You understand? That's the thing. They want to strangulate the economy of the southeast. They are happy with the development. They know that releasing Nnamdi Kanu would bring an end to the Monday sit at home, and they are not happy with that. You understand? They wouldn't want it to end. They want, even if you want to extend it to 1 month sit at home, and they will be pumping their Japanese there in Abuja. You understand? So they are not interested. They want, in fact, I can tell you that they are very surprised that upon the Monday sit at home, the economy is still alive. You understand? They thought that by now the economy should have been dead completely. So look at, like Comrade mentioned in passing, the ministerial slots. They just gave one per state in the southeast. And the southeast, the Igbo, the Ohaneze Ndigbo contractors are celebrating one that was given to this person, to this greedy man from Ebonyi State, which is Omahi. Omahi, the same man that went to court and twisted a lady that had the APC senatorial ticket after he lost the presidential primaries. He came back and twisted the lady, collected the ticket from her, and then ran for an election. They proclaimed him, or they declared him winner. Winning is different from being declared winner. They declared him winner of that senatorial election. Now he has abandoned that seat again and has gone to minister. And there is
some of them have not resigned.
Yes.
Some of them they have not resigned from the Senate.
Yes.
They have not made it. They didn't make it official, pending the court ruling.
Yes, and there is no apologies and no compensation to the lady. So that's why I refer to him as a greedy man. No, we should call a spade a spade. You understand? This is what the role they are playing. So if you are crafted, or have the skill in making chairs, we call you a furniture maker. You understand? So if you are gifted or you have the anointing of deceiving people, we call you a cook. You understand? So for me, referring to him as a greedy person, that is the role he has played. So now, talking about Nnamdi Kanu's distance, so he is a hero, and he has spoken like one. That's the way heroes and people who have respect for their elders, that's the way they speak. I can see that the heart of that young man is bleeding. But the thing is that the federal government of Nigeria is very much interested in bringing the southeast down. But one thing they do not know is that there is no killing the Beatles.
All right, viewers, I think that is the point. But before we go today, I will start with the Honorable. Just what is your party? Well, we are talking about Abia at 32, and with what has been happening in Abia State. Well, I'm sure you saw the video clip of the women who were crying for their salaries of 15,000 a month, and then we also saw the office of the Accountant General locked up because of non-payment of salaries and so on. Abia at 32. So we are going to have just about a minute or 2 minutes to round up all that we have discussed for the day.
Well, congratulations, Abians. 32 years younger, not at 2 years, not at 2 years old. Is I'm really I'm quite flabbergasted about, perplexed about the snaily, progression here. Because by 1991, I used to go to Ikotebin here to do business. Ikotebin and And the last time I checked, I was told that a 5-star international hotel is now situated in Ikotebin here at Abakia, less than 30 minutes drive. And our House of Assembly, the newly inaugurated House of Assembly, with other House of Assembly members in the, within this region, went there on a retreat. And I was clapping for Abia. Look at our Edinburgh Hotel there. That Mbakwe built over 40 years ago. None of them can bring up an innovation to revive that place. Look at the site of that hotel and think about what it could have looked like if that place is cleaned up. And if we can manage it, we'll bring international hotel managers and they'll fix the place. Look at the hotel, the Abia Hotel, with a large land there, that you can fix any kind of hotel there. Yet we are hearing rolling, it's all about chasing people to collect daily to and all that. Nobody is thinking. My worry here is that the new administration came and they started doing the same old thing. If you advise them, they'll get angry, they'll say you are attacking them, you are disturbing them and all that. No, we're just trying to keep you on your toes so that you can perform. You are holding our common patrimony. You are holding our future. So we have to ask questions. You put your mouth where your money is. Mbakwe did well because everybody kept him on his toes. Both our people that voted in and the opposition from Lagos there, the MPN. And Mbakwe did well. Today, Mbakwe is still being discussed as if he's still alive. Exactly. Abia should have surpassed where we are today. What are we telling our brother Alexi? We are not celebrating nothing. Thank God he didn't allow the drums to spend the money that is not there. Thank God I applaud him for that. But what he should do moving forward, let him stoop low and conquer. Let him bring in people that are on ground. Good and fine. Technocrats, fine. But let them not block their doors to local watchers. We will bring them information. We will tell them, what are 2 things to do to succeed. We don't have to be marrying within Abba here any longer. Abba has remained as it is, as Mbakwe left it in 1984, 83 December. Every other person that came, call it Oji, call it Oji, call it Tukizibas, they've been here. But he has fighting roads Mbakwe built. We need to expand this town. We need to start heading to Okwa. All of these markets within here should be pulled out. Ahion has no business. If anybody trying to renovate Ahion is wasting his time. If I'm a governor today, Ahion will leave in less than 6 months. Ariel should leave. Abba Park has no business being here. That is what they should do. And Alex Oti, to revive our back, should meet partners, not visiting him in the village and telling us stories. Should tell him now, tell me the truth. Can you do this thing? If you can't do it, tell us. Let's bring somebody to partner with you so that, because without the electricity, do you know the people that hotels are closing down, they are downsizing their staff because of cost of diesel.
Yeah, that's correct.
And so many other companies. So let the current governor, he's an Abba boy, he's our brother, we are here to support him. Nobody's ready to attack him because if he fails, it is to our detriment. We are praying he succeed, but what he should do is not to be Ezonyangulam. Let him not become AC, let him open his ears.
Thank you.
And listen to all of us.
All right, comrade.
Okay, thank you so much. I think I will talk from 2 dimensions. One, Governor Alex Oki, that's my personal advice. I'm not even after whether he is bringing someone from the moon to be a commissioner. He has the right to appoint as long as they are Abians. But the most important thing is the structure of the state, the people who will help these commissioners. You understand? The echelon of the civil service, the cadre, the higher cadre, who have this experience, removing them at a time like this because of you are suspecting property affiliation in the State House of Assembly. I don't also welcome that. But I wish this man well. I voted for him. I cheered for him. He has to hit the ground running. Not the same way they are telling us at the federal. Yeah. He has to hit the ground running because Abia has lost it. Look at Ebonyi State. The state will be bettered. Look at Ebonyi State. You understand? Look at Ebonyi State. and you know where they are, and then you compare them to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Politics aside, Nnamdi Kanu's case requires urgency. In fact, it should be treated as a matter of national urgency, because he who holds somebody on the ground must be on the ground to keep him there. You can't hold somebody on the ground and stand up. No. So, don't be agitators, but we've not seen that happen. So, in the interest of peace, let Nnamdi Kanu be released, because we've seen rule by court disobedience as being sustained today by this current administration. That the same takeovers we are going to war with, we say release Nnamdi Kanu or do this, and you will not. So let us observe rule of law and not rule by court disobedience.
All right, Honorable Ojanza.
Yeah, let me throw the line of the last speaker, my colleague here. I want to appeal to the federal government to please release Nnamdi Kanu, except if they are still trying to hold on to the legendary hatred they have for the Igbo man. Otherwise, I don't see why it's the appeal court, not court of first instance. The appeal court ruled that this man should be released, and up to now, years after that court ruling was given, they have not released him. They should release the Nnamdi Kanu, and then also increase the ministerial slots for the southeast, because southeast is grossly marginalized by administration after administration. Then another thing, coming back home, who is afraid of attack? Olesoti, our brother, should not be afraid of attack. That's what I've said. If we, the electorate, if we, the led, play our role very well of demanding for what is our right and not asking for crumbs, demanding our right from our leaders. You understand? And the leader now starts considering it as an attack. That means he has something off his lips. So, Alexoti, I want to congratulate you and congratulate the rest of Abians for clocking 32. But this 32 of retrogressiveness and not 32 years of growth. So I want them to look back, look at those things. If they cannot initiate good things, new things that are better, let them look at the old ones that was they inherited and then revive them. Posterity will smile at them.
All right, our wonderful viewers, I'm sure you've heard all that. Like I will always remind us anytime in this program that Nigeria is our country and Abia is our state. We ain't going to run away from it. And then we must make it better, just like African China will say. If you're a governor, govern well. If you're a president, preside well. Local government chairman, chair well. And whatever position you find yourself, make sure you contribute your quota to the best of your knowledge and also the understanding of the people that elected or appointed you there. Having said that, this is the much we're going to take today. From my far left, I have Honorable Tony Abanyim. Honorable Tony Abanyim, Democracy, we have you here today.
Please, anybody that knows the governor's number, the state governor, the state governor, should please ask him to visit Abia Fire Service. If there is any fire incident today in Abia, that building will just go down completely. Then the School of Nursing in Abia, established in 1936. I was there a few years ago. I wept. You should visit these two very important informations before I have a number of decisions now.
Okay, and Comrade Nnamdi Elekwachi, we're happy to have you here today.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me. Thank you, our viewers. Congratulations and happy anniversary, Abia. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the ball is in your court. Do well. We love Nigeria. We love Abia. We have no grudges.
And Honorable Emeka Ihedru Nzewozu.
Yeah, fellow Abians, I want to congratulate you for blocking 32. And then I also want to appeal to our southeastern governors to please speak in one voice. Go to the national, meet with President Ahmed Tinubu, and discuss the problem of the southeast regarding the release of Nnamdi Kanu. It will not be a taboo if you do that, and nobody can shut you up. That's the state governors, forget about the Ones and Igbo, and every other Igbo, meaning personnel, should go there, or personality should go there and ensure that this our brother is released.
I think what Honorable Emeka Henry is saying that what Pa Mbazulike Amechi did, I think other Igbo should toe that same line.